Hello and you're welcome to Business Highlights on Trust TV. On the show, we take you through some of the biggest business stories for the week, as well as analyze policy decisions and how they affect the average Nigerian out there. My name is Chamun Dabeng and I'll be your host. Today on Business Highlights, we will be taking a look at Nigeria's cashless policy with a focus on the country's digital currency, the E-NAIRA. We'll be getting into that right after the break. Now, it can be recalled that the E-NAIRA was launched back in October of 2021. About a year after its launch, it had reached 840,000 downloads, 270,000 active wallets. Additionally, the volume and value of transactions on the platform reached above 700,000 and 8 billion naira, respectively. In the recently concluded MPC meeting, the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele gave some updates on the E-NAIRA. Let's take a listen.
The adoption rate continues to increase and improve, and everything is being done to continue to make sure that this continues to go up. For instance, the E-NAIRA, the report that we have shows that the E-NAIRA has emerged as the electronic payment channel of choice for financial inclusion and targeted social intervention programs. Within the last 18 months, when the E-NAIRA was launched, we recorded over 13 million wallets, and these wallets are categorized based on their level of usage, with 12.6 million at tier 0, 11,354 at tier 1, 367,000 at tier 2, and 9,649 at tier 3. There are other very good and encouraging data that we've seen. Like I said, number of e-wallets created is about 13 million naira. 13 million of them. The value of E-NAIRA transactions has reached almost 22 billion naira, which is a 68% increase since the beginning of this year. Over 10 billion naira of it had been minted, and about 3.429 billion naira of it is currently in circulation.
All right, that was the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele giving updates on the E-NAIRA. All right, joining me in the studio to take a look at this today is Chairman, Forum for Agricultural Commodity Association, Sadiq Umar Dawari. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so now taking a look at these figures that, we have so far, there isn't really a lot of information apart from the recent update that CBN Governor just recently gave. Why is it so difficult for us to see these figures and be able to catch up with the progress of the E-NAIRA?
Thank you very much. Our listeners may recall that after China, Nigeria is the second country to adopt digital currency in the world, and that's what makes it difficult for people across the globe to understand the importance of digital currency. The Central Bank of Nigeria has made it as a policy for end users to leverage on this innovation for people to make their transactions. However, on my own constituency as a farmer or a representative of a farmer, that we also want to leverage on this innovation and technology to make sure that our Nigerian farmers take good advantage of it because we realize that it is seamless, it is honest, and it is reliable. So I believe the digital currency has come to stay in Nigeria, and Nigeria will start seeing benefits out of it.
All right, speaking about farmers adopting the E-NAIRA, there is an established program to get more farmers engaged in the use of E-NAIRA, which you are a part of also, like you just mentioned. How has that actually been getting, farmers to come in and partake in the usage of the E-NAIRA? You did talk about understanding. Is this an issue when it comes to reaching out to farmers today?
The present administration has made tremendous effort in supporting farmers, especially providing them with affordable finance to support their own businesses. However, we have identified some challenges in accessing those loans for the farmers. One, the timely disbursement of the funds. Secondly, the interest that will most time accrue on the loan that is disbursed to farmers. And most importantly, is the way and manner of the loans were disbursed to farmers through conventional banking. So we have carefully studied those challenges and come up with what we call a programmable money to our own farmers. What we mean by programmable money is that we tie the money, we tie farmers' need to his own procurement and timing. Before now, is that loans were disbursed to farmers most times at the end of the season, and that's what makes farmers difficult to utilize the loan appropriately and make repayment. So using the programmable farmer money is that we make sure that we provide farmers with what they need and within a specified period of time. For example, if a farmer needs seed to do his plantation, then a time of probably 2 weeks will be allowed for him to get his loan, an amount of money that is apportioned for that component of farming. Once that component of farming is over and the money has not been utilized, then the money will still go back to the main account. And that works makes the program competitive, and farmers will make sure that they use that money at that particular period of time. And most importantly is that with the digital currency, we also make sure that farmers get those things using the cropping calendar. Cropping calendar in such a way that farmers most time than often get these things very late. Somebody has to apply, somebody has to approve, somebody has to disburse, sometimes there is an issue of network, sometimes on working days or holidays. All these things, farmers don't listen to this type of things.
So it's now the E-NAIRA wallet that's being used to make this workable for farmers?
Yes, that is what we mean by the programmable money. We leverage on the E-NAIRA wallet to provide funds to our own farmers. We assign it based on the time that is available for them using the cropping calendar.
All right, so I want to take the discussion away from, the farming and all of that and focus really on the journey of the E-NAIRA so far. It's been about 18 months the E-NAIRA has been out there already. We've seen adoption now that you're, giving us that information amongst farmers themselves. But what happens to the rest of Nigeria? What is really stopping them from, adopting the E-NAIRA and getting the full usage of it? I
am a farmer and representing a farming community. So if there is more elaboration on E-NAIRA digital currency, I think the Central Bank of Nigeria is in a better position to explain that. But my constituency in agriculture, and I relate it to agri sector, what we are saying is that we are leveraging on this innovation, on this good technology, to make sure that our farmers get what we need on time and with ease.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so far, what has been the process, like I said earlier on, what has been the process for so many farmers, despite the issue of understanding and also adoption of the E-NAIRA? What's the acceptance rate amongst farmers today?
We have started it. We have unveiled the program last week in Adamawa State. And to the best of my understanding is that the problems that were earlier identified in the course of loan disbursement to farmers has to some extent been put in place to be addressed. Most times and often that farmers get problem in the disbursement of their loan. And with the issue of e-wallet, the digital currency, we are saying that it is honest, it is innovative, it is timely, and farmers can get their loan on time. And most importantly is that agriculture is a time bomb, it's a season. You cannot wait because you have an issue in the bank. You cannot wait because somebody has to process and approve. With the digital currency, the E-NAIRA wallet, we have tested it and it is working. And it is on our strategic plan to periodically engage farmers across the country to use leverage on this important technology to get what they wanted. We have started with small number of farmers in Adamawa State. Before the year runs got out, we close the dry season and activate the wet season. We are sure of onboarding 1 million farmers. And probably in the next 2 years, a lot of Nigerian farmers who have interest in supporting their own businesses, I believe they can leverage on this important technology and get their businesses at ease.
All right, so when it comes to farmers dealing with other sellers now, trying to buy maybe farming tools, buy, fertilizer and all the rest of them. Now, we know that not a lot of stores are accepting the E-NAIRA just yet. So how have they been able to deal with that, or how have you yourself been able to deal with that as a farmer?
The enlightenment is on. Our agro dealers are positioned to make sure that they know the importance of the digital currency, the E-NAIRA wallet. And we believe that it will be to their own disadvantage. At the end of the day, they don't have to talk to somebody for them to get paid. Remember that on our own platform, we have put together a preloaded smart card that will be given to our farmers. Once farmer have that smart card, he can be able to walk to the closest agro dealer, swap his own card, get his own input at ease. As I've said earlier, that this is programmed in such a way that in a cropping calendar, you can be able to get your inputs within a specified period of time. So we believe with the introduction of the E-NAIRA wallet on the agri sector, it can to some extent reduce some bureaucratic bottlenecks and man-made challenges in assessing loans to our Nigerian farmers.
All right, so how many states or how many farmers in different states will be able to have access to this programmable money? Is there limitations to the area the person is in?
Today, we have started with Adamawa State, and we are rolling it to the 36 states and FCT. And the essence is that gradually to make sure that over a period of 6-7 years, every Nigerian farmer who have interest in this program we have opened up, they can be able to be onboarded upon and take advantage of it. Remember that this present administration to some extent has helped Nigerian farmers in many ways. So the only way for us to consolidate and make this program succeed is to make sure that we leverage on technology. And this technology is giving us good result. What is important again is that not only farmers, even the value chain actors are also interested in what we are doing. Last time we had meeting with the processors who are also interested in deploying their resources so that those farmers can pick up the money, make use of it, and pay them with the produce at the end of the harvest. So the enlightenment is on, not only to the farmers, but even to all the actors in the agri sector, particularly the processors, the agro dealers, the mechanization service providers.
All right, we'll go on a short break, and when we get back, we'll continue our discussion. Don't touch that dial.
TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
You're welcome back to Business Highlights on Trust TV. My name is Chamunda Beng, and I'm still here with the chairman Forum for Agricultural Commodity Association, Sadiq Umar Dawari, and we're currently looking at the E-NAIRA with the focus on the agricultural sector. As Mr. Sadiq has just informed us, there is the programmable money that farmers are now working with to make the access for loans easier and basically make, business more easier for the farmers out there. Now, there's been a lot of talk about food insecurity. Where is the E-NAIRA, the ease of the E-NAIRA going to play in actually helping out this situation now?
Now, E-NAIRA plays an important role because one, that farmer in the course of his production, he incurs cost. And with the E-NAIRA programmable money we are embarking upon, is that the farmers will get their input at a market price. Before now, farmers get inputs through the government intervention, probably at a little higher than the prevailing market price. But what we are doing with the programmable money is to make sure that farmer gets his own input on the prevailing market price, as if he is taking his 1 naira, 10 naira to go to the market and buy. So to some extent, it has reduced his own cost of production, and ultimately, after the production, we can be able to see reduce in the cost, in the value of the produce, so that at least the end users can be able to use less money and get value for what they are buying.
All right. So looking at the agricultural sector now, what other areas of the sector needs that sort of boost of coming from technology?
Agri sector is a very wide sector. We talk of the production, we talk of the processing, we talk of the marketing aspect of it. Apart from the crops, we also talk of other commodities like the livestock. So the agri sector is very wide. I believe the E-NAIRA digital currency, using the programmable money we have embarked upon, is that people can leverage on it and get value for what they are, for their businesses. As I've said earlier, farmer who used to wait a long period of time before accessing his loan, today, using the programmable money, he can be able to get his loan at ease. Farmer that used to buy input at a very high price before will leverage on this important technology, the programmable money, to get input for his farming activities at minimal cost. Farmers that used to probably wait for a very long period of time, today, using the programmable money, he knows that very well that if he did not use the money within the specified period of time, that money is not his own. The money can bounce back into the main account. So it makes farmers serious.
That's going back to CBN or...
Yes, we are not talking about CBN this time around. We are talking about the lender, not necessarily the CBN. Okay. Even you in this organization, if you want to give your staffs a loan, then you can tie it to a time. That if they want to use the money, let them use it within a specified period of time, probably 2 weeks. If you do not use the money for 2 weeks, then the money will certainly bounce back to you and he will not have access to it. The reason why we have adopted this approach is because most time and often is that people use delay in giving reason why they are not doing their production proper. So agriculture cannot wait for you. Planting time cannot wait for you. So we know that if there is a money that is earmarked for you for your planting activities, then within that period of time you have to spend that money. If you did not spend that money then the money is useless to you since it is already earmarked for the planting. And that is how it goes for the production aspect of the whole farming activities. So it makes farmer more serious, it makes farmer more honest, and at the end of the day, we can be able to get what we wanted with ease.
All right, now you said you've actually tested this programmable money, or the Agro e-wallet itself, with about 50 farmers, I believe. Yes. So what has been the results so far of this?
The result shows that farmer can get input within a specified period of time and at ease. Today, we will not say the whole of farmers in Nigeria to go and get their input at once. You have your preloaded smart card. You can, anytime that you feel you need your input, you can walk to a vendor, swap your own card using his own device, and it will show that you have this quantity of input for this period of time. You can get your input at ease, you can get your input close to you, especially now that we are earmarking the agro dealers close to you, because of proximity. So with this process, we believe farmers will be happier, farmers will get what they wanted, and at the end of the day, Nigerians can see much output from the farming activities.
But are there possible challenges that we could be facing with this agro e-wallet?
Most importantly is the awareness. If Nigerian farmers become aware, it is seamless, it is easy, and you don't need to go to school, you don't need to go to university before you know how the process is being used. So at the beginning, people may have little challenges, but we believe over a period of time, people will be used to it when they really understand that it helps their own business activities.
So what are some of the economic benefits that we need to be looking forward to?
Now, from the beginning, that every person who have an E-NAIRA wallet, for the beginning, for now, is that you don't have any interest that is charged on this account for the beginning. So this is an important aspect of it. Secondly, is that I've said earlier that the farmer will get value, you will get produce at a prevailing market price. This is very important to the farmer. 1 naira, 2 naira that is added up to a liter of agrochemical is important to the farmer. When he did not spend that money, I believe it will have a value to what he's producing. At the end of the day, he will get more profit so that he can go back to the farm and produce more for him and for the nation.
All right, so you've spoken about creating awareness. What are some of the steps so far in putting this word out? Other than just speaking to the farmers directly, you also want people who would come to these farmers to also be able to work with this agro e-wallet. What are the steps being taken now? Now,
on our own part, the Farmers Commodity Associations, we are using our own extension officers, we are using our officials at the state that they will do training, they will embark on providing information to those cluster heads, so that at the end of the day, those cluster heads will also disseminate the information down to the farmers. We believe over a period of time that every farmer that is onboarded on our platform will be informed, will be aware, and believe he can be able to use it appropriately for his own business activities in the agriculture.
Now, how much of a change is this going to have on the agricultural sector? There's been a lot of desire to sort of revolutionize the sector itself. Do you think that this is something that could actually do this?
The present administration, to some extent, has made every Nigerian understand that the only way we get out of this maze we are seeing today is to embark on agriculture. And it is the only business venture that the government allows that even civil servants, they can go and do their farming activities to earn their own living. We are also aware today that we don't need to spend our foreign reserve. We don't need to spend a lot of money in importation of food into this country. We have tremendous resources that is laying on this country to support our farming activities. Remember that on 9 climate conditions we have across the globe, Nigeria is sitting on 6. And that's what makes us comparative and competitive advantage of producing variety of crops and commodities. So with this approach, we can be able to comfortably feed this country and probably have access to export to other countries of the world. We have the population, we have the resources, our people are very hardworking, so we have no reason to put in pressure on Nigerian foreign reserve in importation of food into this country. Remember that Central Bank of Nigeria in many occasions mentioned that they spend a lot of money to support importation of milk, to support importation of rice, to support importation of many food items. So what stops us from producing what we can eat? The former Minister of Agriculture said that for every 1 bag of rice you are importing into this country, you are exporting a bag of employment to other people's land. And with the teeming population we have in this country, the only way we can lift this number of people out of poverty is to engage in agriculture. And if we truly engage in agriculture, in the next few years, we will have little or no people roaming about, because the agri sector have the capacity to probably engage the entire youth that are roaming the streets of this country. So we believe now that we are facing transition, the incoming administration can put more effort in supporting agriculture, so that at least it can save our time, it saves our resources, and our foreign reserve will be stronger and stronger.
All right, I like the fact that you actually brought up, Nigeria having enough to actually export its products. Now, looking at Nigeria's situation, we have a lot of, complaints saying that we import too much. How is this going to affect that area? Is this really going to bring that positive change? We only have about a minute left to go, so.
Yes, as I've said earlier, we are sitting on 6 out of 9 climate conditions. Everything you think of in this country, you can be able to produce it, from crops to livestock. Every livestock you think of, goat, sheep, cow, everything you think of, you have the capacity to produce them here in Nigeria. The crops and commodities, remember that we produce rice, we produce maize, soybeans, sorghum, a lot of what we eat and access to export. So if the coming administration can be able to support the agriculture to pick up from where the present administration have stopped, I believe we can go a long way in supporting this country and probably produce what we can eat and access to export to other countries of the world.
All right, thank you very much. That was Chairman Forum for Agricultural Commodity Association, Sadiq Umar Dare. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Well, we've come to the end. Yes, so come back again next week. Let's talk numbers. My name is Chamun Dabeng.